This podcast is to talk to you about funding a dental practice purchase and why using a finance broker makes sense. And hopefully this will explain to you the benefits and how to best protect yourself. So of course, buying a dental practice is a big decision, and it's one that dentists make every day. It's going to take some work and due diligence, but nothing in life worth having is often easy, as you know. Right now in the dental arena, healthcare lenders are demanding better and more detailed proposals from entrepreneurs who wish to put forward business propositions, especially after COVID. Our strategy at Lilyhead Finance is to fill that gap, and in so doing, we give dentists an honest assessment of their financial position, and that's what you need, an honest assessment. We're very proud to have designed, for example, a unique service to totally support entrepreneurial dentists looking to acquire, to grow and develop their businesses by providing quite an extraordinary level of in-depth financial analysis to help our clients. And it's this level of detail you must have to succeed in getting funding approved and subsequently running a viable and profitable business for the next 20 plus years. So why use a finance broker? Why not go to my usual bank, I hear you say? Well, some of you may of course banked with your current high street lender for many years. I certainly have. But it doesn't necessarily mean that when you come to get large sums of money for an acquisition or refinancing that you automatically go back to them. In the past, you may have had several loans through them as well, quite successfully. But are they now competitive, and are you absolutely sure that they are coming to you with the very best rates available? Because after all, they're only working with what they have. And you need and you deserve to go out to the whole wider market and see what terms are available for you. There are many lenders in the high street at the moment, at the point of this recording. Obviously, after the COVID, some of them are not quite as flush with lending, but they are certainly all back in the marketplace. And so it's advisable to throw out the net as often as you can, because banks can get complacent with rates, and it's a very competitive playing field out there. So don't feel bad about shopping around. The financial gains are definitely going to be worth your while. And it's widely accepted, by the way, as a good thing to not have all your eggs, financially speaking, in one basket. Spreading your lending across 2 to 3 lenders is quite common for many of our investors of multiple sites. An independent finance broker will also help your search by analysing and preparing summary reports on financial accounts and modelling different debt structures. In other words, looking at all the options open to you. You can start to see why we say always engage with a finance broker to make sure you get the very best rate and terms, but also they protect you by putting together a good financial plan. Many of you will have looked in detail at several dental practices before you find or have found the one to buy. And one thing I'm sure that you'll agree on are the benefits of having an early discussion about your search criteria, understanding the lender's credit appetite and the non-financial considerations they apply to a transaction. So, what does that mean to you? Especially if you're looking to buy your first dental practice. One thing is for sure, every dental practice is different and there are many things to bottom out before making an offer. For example, have you calculated and do you understand the true adjusted EBITDA? And have you run off a draft year 1 forecast, for example? Have you assessed the debt capacity of the business before finalising your own investment? Will your forecasted profit, after your desired level of drawings, meet the lender's serviceability hurdles? And is your CV ready? Do you have the right business acumen and understanding that owning your own business entails? And I covered on this on the Buyers podcast about getting some business coaching. And maybe now's the time to brush up on that business coaching in preparation and get support in place to help you not only purchase but run the practice as well. Don't do this all on your own. Don't just buy yourself a job and a nightmare of huge debt with no money left over to enjoy a comfortable home life and other commitments. Make no mistake, it can be a minefield out there. So here are some of the top tips. What do you need and what should you expect to get from your finance broker? Well, I can only talk from our experience of helping dentists, of course, but in order to succeed, you want the following. So here goes. You need a quick and reliable opinion on what level of funding you can raise on a specific acquisition or business project. You need detailed, clear interpretation of the financial performance of a practice and an assessment of just how much funding it can support. You've got to have 100% confidence in presenting your requirements to a strong panel of lenders in a comprehensive competitive tender to get the best possible terms available for you. And you've got to be sure your broker is working with you, making it easy to compare and understand different finance offers, explaining the jargon and explaining the details of the lender's terms and considerations. Ever heard the saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch? Well, never truer when dealing with the banks. So your broker needs to be fully supporting you through the whole process, be always accessible, pragmatic and focused on your objectives, never their own. These, I hope, explain even more why engaging with an independent finance broker will really reap you benefits. And once you've done all your financial modelling, your finance broker will be able to tender the funding for a transaction to all the key players in the healthcare lending market. Now, this will ensure the best possible fit with your requirements. And these are just some of the reasons why we always recommend our clients engage with a finance broker to make sure that you are properly protected and get the best. So, you found a practice. What next? Well, it's action stations. Get the accounts and the sales resume over to your finance broker as soon as possible, ideally before you've even viewed it, so that they're poised to spring into action on your behalf. In my podcast, Buying a Dental Practice, I cover off all the do's and don'ts and the pros and cons of how to secure the one. But from the funding angle now, all I will say is that please don't sit on the financials after a great viewing for 4 or 5 days, wait till the weekend, then expect a quick turnaround and a midnight service from your broker. We try hard, but we're not magicians. So by delaying and procrastinating, you are very likely to have missed out on an offer. Because trust me, the credible buyers are going to be poised and ready to act, and you do not want to be kicked in the long grass. You have to be ready, you have to have your team around you, and you have to act quickly. It's a very high risk strategy in delaying, especially for the premium sites, as trust me, when I say that all the other buyers will have got all their ducks in a row, they're going to be ready to place, if they haven't even already placed their first initial offer, with a deposit ready to secure, to send to the agent and to their solicitor to get them to action stations point. So talking about deposits, obviously when you're accessing the market, I would generally say that the lenders are going to be looking at loaning 80% of the goodwill value. The loan to value available on the market is always subject to the individual person and of course the individual practice, because the specific practices have different EBITDAs. So it's not a rule of thumb across the board. But I believe the right acquisition with a strong funding application, you could even achieve a loan to value of up to 90% of the purchase price. So assuming you've already called your broker and told them that you are very keen and you wish to make an offer, and you've sent over the sales resume and accounts to your finance broker will then undertake a very detailed analysis of the financial statements of a target business and work with you to build that credible profit forecast for the dental practice under your review. But they can only do this with full information and disclosure and forward planning, and that's down to you to provide. So you have to work with them, working closely with your broker to get all the necessary information early doors. Your broker can help shape and present a very persuasive funding proposal to the whole wide range of lenders and get you the most competitive terms. But of course they can only do that if they have all the information. And your broker's also going to manage the satisfaction of the lender's preconditions and manage the process down to drawdown. So it's quite a lengthy process, but please don't be alarmed by all of this, because a good finance broker will hold your hand right through the whole process and dump you over that winning line. I think that in summary, you are going to need all the help you can get in the market. It's a competitive time out there. So choose a finance broker with the best pedigree, a wealth of experience and a great reputation. Look at their testimonials, someone that works in the healthcare arena. And overall, choose yourself a broker with a great success rate for securing their clients the best rates. And one word of caution, don't let them flip you to their favourite bank where they may well have a perhaps more enhanced financial incentive for them to send them the work, as some banks do pay a lesser commission than other. They've got to work in your best interest, and it's what works best for you and not works best for them. If we can help you at all, of course, with any of your finance requirements or questions, please don't hesitate to call us. We'd be delighted to help you, steer you on the path and help you achieve a successful outcome. Thank you.